Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, from your lunch break. We are about to dive into an intriguing session on orality, digital technology, and archiving, featuring a hybrid and live group discussion. Our esteemed discussants for this session are Dr. Shubha Chaudhary, who joins us virtually from the American Institute of Indian Studies in Gurugram, Jaramdi Wati Longchar Ao, an Ao Naga ethnomusicologist from Goldsmiths, the University of London, who has been actively involved in preserving and documenting Nagaland's folk music tradition, and finally Dr. Wichamdinbo Mataina, an assistant professor at Detso College with a deep commitment to language preservation and documentation. Guiding this enlightening discussion will be our moderator, Mr. L. Somi Roy of the Imasi Foundation. So get ready for an engaging exploration at the intersection of orality, technology, and cultural preservation. Please give them a warm welcome. Mr. Somi, could you kindly come and take a seat? And Mr. Wicham, we would like you to be present here, please.
Good afternoon. This is Somi Roy from
Hi, can people hear me?
Vinodini Devi Foundation.
Okay.
Can you hear?
I'm not sure if
hear anything else.
Yeah, I can't hear anything, so I'm not sure who's supposed to start. Sorry.
Who's talking to me? Okay. So, hi Shubha.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Hello, Shubha.
There's a lot of echo, like 5-6 echoes. Can't
Okay,
make out.
we all need to. Hi, Jaramdi. Dr. Longshore. Hello.
Hello, hi.
Yeah. Can you turn off your microphone when you are not speaking? Yeah. And the same goes for you, Shubha. Right? Okay. Are you still hearing the echo? No? Okay. So, this is a topic. This topic for this session is something very close to my own interests. It's on orality, digital technology, and archiving. And we have also Dr. Mataina from our own Detso College joining us. And so what we're going to do is, we're going to start with the person who's going to be our lead discussant, Dr. Shubha Chaudhary from the American Institute of Indian Studies in Gurgaon. And then she will share her thoughts on a range of topics and subjects of orality, technology, and archiving. And then after which we will have Dr. Jaramdi make a presentation on PowerPoint, and then we'll have a discussion with you. So I will just try to make sure that things go smoothly. Imasi Foundation is one of the producers of the Listener Nagaland, along with Media Management Group for Literacy and Development, my friend over here. And then we have we have Sanjeev Bihari, a senior consultant working with us in New Delhi. And we're all coming together with around Intact Nagaland, where our festival director, Sentila Younger, is the convener. So why don't we then, may I request Shubha Chaudhary to share a few thoughts about orality, digital technology, and or archiving, wherever your interests lie and where you see the contribution can be made to the discussion of oral literature in India and in particularly in the northeast of India.
Thank you very much, Shobi. I was given to understand you're going to be asking me a lot of questions. So I would just like to make an opening statement. First of all, I'd like to thank Sentila and the other organizers for having me here. I would have loved to be in Dimapur, and maybe there'll be another occasion. I have visited Nagaland only once and have great respect and admiration for the wonderful oral traditions and the music especially, which is my area. To introduce myself, I work for the Archives and Research Center for Ethnomusicology, which is part of the American Institute of Indian Studies, as Shomi said. But just to make clear where my major interests lie. So we are two people from ethnomusicology in this panel. I think that I'm really interested that orality has taken the forefront in this panel, at least, because all our performing traditions, a lot of our literary traditions in India are all oral traditions. And I think that we underrate oral literacy a great deal when we say that there's a level of literacy, because the amount of knowledge there is in the oral literature area, whether it's songs, it's poetry, it's other forms of what is being called folklore, which I don't quite like, is really such a very, very rich area. And it is threatened today as the oral transmission is going down and endangered due to a lot of reasons, as we all know, I'm sure. So, coming from the area of audiovisual archiving that I do, I feel that recording then becomes one of the only ways we have of capturing this oral literature, the memories that people have, the repertoire that is orally transmitted. And we cannot prevent things from dying, in the sense we cannot prevent people from not wanting to sing songs or not carrying out certain rituals. But at the very least, we can record and document very clearly, not just record, but document the context, why things happen, where they happen, involving the communities that are the bearers of this tradition as much as possible. And that may be one of the ways that people can, at a later stage at least, find out what their traditions were. And hence, working in the field of archiving, I feel positive at least about that we're not able to stall change, but we're at least able to record and preserve and make it available to other generations, make it available to scholars, such as we have on our panel, make it available to those who are interested. To do this successfully, I feel today that we have to work in a way that we haven't worked before. I think a lot of our documentation projects, well-meaning though they have been very top-down in approach. And unless we work very closely and let communities lead how they wish to be documented, how they wish to be archived, what their knowledge is encapsulated, and they lead with their knowledge, we will not produce material that is of long-lasting value. The UNESCO 2003 Convention for Safeguarding of Intangible Cultural Heritage has also increasingly been going in the direction of community-based inventory, community involvement, community respect and recognition. I think that is the direction that our work in archiving, our work in documentation should be taking. Coming to digitization, which is one of the topics, well, digitization has been a boon, and like a lot of things, a double-edged sword, because of course it has made it very much easier to record. It's become a lot cheaper also. It makes it possible for us to distribute equipment in areas that we may not have been able to do before. The mobile technology has made people very aware of how to use such tools. In fact, many places the mobile phone itself serves as recording equipment. And so it's made it very easy and much more accessible. Digital technology makes it easy to share, makes it easy for us to publish on the internet, makes it easier for niche audiences to access from otherwise remote areas like many areas in Nagaland. So, but the same thing, the ease itself also creates its problems, that we are not able to control access so easily. It's very hard to prevent sometimes unethical use, illegal use of things. It's very easy to exploit materials commercially without due process, without correct ethical values being applied. So there are those issues that come up, but digital technology is part of our lives now, and we have to learn to deal with it rather than to look at what's wrong, but take advantage of it to the best extent that we can. So these are just a few thoughts with which I wanted to open, and Shomi, I look forward to your other questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Chaudhary. Thank you, Shobha. This is probably a good time for me to also acknowledge and thank the archival partner of the listener, which is Corsal, the University of North Texas, outside of Dallas. So it's about computational resources on South Asian languages, and we started a listener festival collection after the previous festival in February of last year in Delhi, so this year in Nepal. And then, so in absentia, we thank them. We will continue to archive at Corsal, and more about that later, because Dr. Bataina has also been working at Corsal. In the meantime, thank you, Shobha. And can we go to Dr. Jaramdi now? And I think we have a PowerPoint, do we not, from you?
Yes, so I'm going to try and share from my screen, but just in case that doesn't work, I have emailed someone at the team.
Thank you.
Am I okay to start?
Yes, please.
Okay. Hi, just a quick clarification. I'm not Dr. Longchar. I just did my master's, so I just want to quickly clarify that. Thank you so much for having me on here today. I'm really grateful to Dr. Scintilla Younger and the team for asking me to join you today. I'm just going to talk very briefly about my work in ethnomusicology and what I have done to try and document the oral tradition of the Ao Naga tribe. So that's the tribe I belong to, and since 2015 I have been studying and documenting the folk music tradition of my tribe, and since then I've been continuing to do so. Past 2 years or so I took a little bit of a hiatus from my work, but I'm glad to be finally coming back to it now, and this festival is such a wonderful opportunity to talk about my work and about why oral traditions and archiving them is so important, especially in this age of digital media. For me, and I'm sure for a lot of people of my generation and the younger generation, I didn't grow up with the knowledge of our folk song tradition. I didn't really know much about it. I didn't appreciate it growing up. And it was only when I ventured into the field of ethnomusicology and began to study of our folk music tradition that I began to really understand the cultural and historical significance of these songs and the wealth of information contained in them, and especially in the song lyrics. And the chance to learn our ancient tunes from oral historians in the villages was incredibly invaluable for me to experience my own tribe's history in a very meaningful and personal way. Now, in terms of the documentation that I've done, over the course of the field, over the years, I have accumulated a large number of Naga folk songs from different villages, because that's the area I specialize in. And I have perhaps close to 100, and I've transcribed maybe 20 or 25 of those. And music transcription for me, like in addition to audio recordings and video recordings, like Shobha has mentioned, for me transcription is also a great means of documenting the tradition that we have. For me, whilst I was documenting, it just gave me such a better understanding of the songs, the form, the structure, the harmony and everything, and just notating them allowed me to just look at the different folk songs that I've collected from different villages, compare them. I was also able to see a lot of similarities and variations in the songs themselves. For example, if I can share my screen, I'm just going to share with you these two songs that I've collected from Longcombe village in Mokcho and also Mopunchukit village. And these are two cup violin songs from two different villages. So I'm just going to share. Is everyone able to see this? Can you see the PowerPoint?
Yes, thank you. We're able to see it quite clearly.
Yeah, great, thank you. So this is the first song that I collected from Longcombe
Sorry,
Village.
you might want to go to the slideshow, because then we would see your main slide clearer. Right now we're seeing all the slides.
Yeah. I have clearly not done this in a long time because I don't know. Okay. So this is the first song that I collected from Longcombe village, and this is one of my transcriptions. I'm just sharing like a section of it. I'm not sharing the entire thing, but I'm just quickly going to play it. And after this, I'm going to play the folk song from Mopunchukit village. And these are both cup violin songs, sung by different singers. So this is the first one. So that's the first one, and now I'm going to play the second cup violin song.
We could not hear. Do you need to raise the volume? Could you replay it again?
Sorry, we could not hear the first sound.
Sorry, could you not hear it?
Sindhu, please send a message to her to replay it.
Hi, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Can hear you, but we couldn't hear the first sound.
Okay, let me just quickly try this. Can you hear it? Are you able to hear it? Did that work?
Just say feedback from the audience. Share the sound.
I'm just going to continue without
Okay.
the songs. I hope that's okay. But just to continue with what I was saying about oral tradition and with transcription and how it allows me to see similarities. So with the two songs that I just played, or rather showed you, having the transcription side to side just allows me to see like the shared melodic similarities, even though it's from different villages.